Ladies and gents, do you remember when Captain Marvel 2 was actually a thing? Do you remember? I remember. Pepperidge Farms remembers. I remember when it was actually a movie. It was going to get made. I remember when Brie Larson was touted as the next big thing. She was going to be the Robert Downey Jr. of the Marvel Cinematic Universe post-Endgame. It was imperative that you watch Captain Marvel because the ramifications were so important. Do you remember all of this? I do. And I also remember the Captain Marvel 2 coming out. Well, Captain Marvel, coming out. Not being massively well received. Rumours and rumblings of paid seats, etc. And then I remember Captain Marvel 2 being taken away from Brie. And then I remember Brie Larson getting really angry in interviews. And then I remember the Marvels becoming a thing. Well, turns out we now know why. They want to appeal to everyone. All women from all walks of life. Fascinating stuff. This is the commonality of sort of modern media. Try to appeal to everyone and yet appeal to no one. It's just ridiculous. So let's take a look at this. Hit subscribe if you are new here, ladies and gents. So, the Marvel's executive producer says that the film was specifically designed so that women from all walks of life could relate to it. All walks of life, I guess, being a Pakistani Muslim, a white girl and a black woman. That's it. That's all walks of life, guys. And then an alien as well. Fuck's sake. Oh dear, oh dear. So the Marvel's executive producer, Mary Livanos, recently revealed that the film was designed to target women from all walks of life. So Livanos spoke with Total Film about the upcoming Marvel Cinematic Universe project, where she first contrasted it with the Avengers films. I will say, I'm actually really... It is surprising that they're wheeling out an executive producer to do promotion for the film. Where's Kevin Feige? What? This is a producer that literally no one's ever heard of, really, being wheeled out to do promo. I find that odd. And it's almost they're using this executive producer as the sort of hill to die on, where she can just go out and promote it. Who cares? Whatever, if it fails, she's the one that's visually touted it. So yeah. Anyway, I just find that quite interesting. I remember when Kevin Feige was at every single press event, every single interview. So this executive producer said that the Avengers movies are these epic conclusions to chapters of storytelling. Whereas this is a team-up within the narrative that we didn't necessarily expect from Marvel. Usually you wait for characters to show up all together in Avengers movies. And she then revealed that the film was designed so that women can relate to it. We were excited to design a team-up featuring characters that women from all walks of life could relate to. This is what I mean. Apparently these women represent all walks of life to Marvel. Alright. While Livanos claims that the film was designed to have women relate to it, Livanos admitted to Entertainment Weekly back in July that the idea of the character's powers getting entangled was taken from the original Captain Marvel comic from the 60s. EW reported, Livanos notes that the idea of location swapping harkens back to early Captain Marvel comics from the 60s, where Mar-Vell, the Captain Marvel, and human Rick Jones would swap places using magical Kree bracelets called Negabands. Interestingly, in the film's gender-swapped villain Dar-Ben appears to be wearing what could be the Marvel Cinematic Universe version of a Negaband in an official still from the film. This is what you can see here. So in Captain Marvel's number 17, it's explained that Rick Jones and Mar-Vell can swap places by slamming the Negabands together. Rick Jones first acquires the Negabands and puts them on, and is then able to communicate with Mar-Vell, who is stuck in the negative zone. Mar-Vell instructs Rick Jones to slam the bands together, and the two swap locations, with Mar-Vell materialising in the physical world, while Rick Jones found himself stuck in the negative zone. God, I bet you'd be pissed with that, wouldn't you? You'd be well annoyed with that. You'd be like, oh, what? Get me out of here, please. Well, I don't want to be here. However, as the issue progressed, it would be revealed that not only are the two connected physically with each other, but they also show an emotional and mental connection. Rick Jones explains, something happened to me when we two traded atoms, something like a merging. He's part of me now, like I am of him. I even share Mar-Vell's desire for revenge. Whoa. Look, I mean, this is nonsense. So, Livanos admitted that the film took the idea of power entanglement from the original Marvel comics. She did not explain exactly how the entanglement works in the film, because they can't. but only noted that each of the characters has light-based power. I love the fact in one of the latest trailers, Monica Rambeau's like, and I see light. Yep. We all do. What? Everyone sees light. What are you on about? Idiot. Fucking these writers on these movies are terrible. They really are. The writers' strike. God. The writers' strike. Anyway, film's official description also confirms the entanglement, but does not provide any details on how it works. I bet you this could be something lame. It's like super, super lame. Carol Danvers has reclaimed her identity from the tyrannical Kree and taken revenge on the Supreme Intelligence, but unintended consequences see Carol shouldering the burden of a destabilized universe. When her duties send her to an anomalous wormhole linked to a Kree revolutionary, her powers become entangled with that of Jersey City supervan Kamala Khan and Carol's estranged niece, Monica Rambeau. This is unlikely trio's got to team up. Who cares? But remember, this appeals to everyone. All walks of life. Just God. I can't even get my words out. If you actually thought this movie would appeal to women from all walks of life, you wouldn't have moved it to dead end autumn. They moved this way out of summer to the dead end of autumn, right up against movies that are competition for it. So when it does fail, you can go, well, there you go. Just those movies, that's what beat it. No, it's because you had no faith in this movie. You moved it out of a prime spot in summer as a summer blockbuster to nowhere. So you know that this is not going to appeal to anyone because you literally did that with your own actions. Actions speak louder than words, guys. Remember that. It's something to live by. Talk is massively cheap, but when action is put into place, that's when people can believe stuff. So anyway, this is nonsense, but it's still a funny little article to take a look at on a sleepy Sunday. It's all raining here in the UK, so fun. Anyway, hit subscribe if you're new here. Turn the bell notifications on. Love to have you here more often. And if you enjoyed the video, maybe check out my podcast. You can find that link down below in the description box. Mistakes Reviews Live Archives. It's where I do all my sort of podcasty goodness. Loads of people love it. In fact, many people's favourite podcast. That's on Tuesday and Thursday. Anyway, cheers guys. Take care. Bye-bye now.